Welcome to Horseshoe'n Time, filmed live at the Farrier's National Research Center and School here in Villanelle, Georgia. Hey, if you want your horse to be active, whether it's showing, trail riding, or pleasure riding, he needs to be healthy, in good physical condition, and properly trimmed or shod. After all, a happy horse makes a happy owner. In 1989, Ralph Casey began using a high-speed video camera and an adjustable shoe to study how to make horses perform better and run faster without injury. Casey became the leader in the field of farrier science. His research sparked such an interest, a group was formed to build the first Farrier's National Research Center in the world. The purpose of the FNRC is to continue the study of shoeing and balancing a horse, not only to make the horse perform better, but to stop some of the serious injuries created from improper shoeing. Today, Casey can make the horse perform better and run faster than ever before. Horse owners are fortunate to have access to the only Farrier National Research Center in the U.S. dedicated to the study of farrier science. And here to tell us more is our host of Horseshoe'n Time, Ralph Casey.
Hey gang, welcome to Horseshoe'n Time. I'm Ralph Casey.
And I'm Alicia Rutledge.
And you know, I'm just tickled to be here today because we're out in a nice warm sunshine.
It's nice today.
And here I am with a long sleeve shirt on and you got your little pink jacket on. But anyway, gang, we're glad you joined us. And of course, we're talking about shoes coming off. And we're talking about it ain't always the farrier's fault. Because a lot of times everybody, and I can understand, you've rode, I know you ride professionally, right, but you rode pleasure ride, you had your horse shod 2 weeks, you go out and bam, you lose a shoe, and naturally you get really hot about that.
Really mad at you, no.
But the point is, and we're standing around a lot of shoes, and we have visited different places, and you can see a lot of these shoes, and I can tell by looking at them, the ones that really got pulled off in some form or fashion, because when you start looking, now here's one here, and you can see it's still clinched. Yeah. They're still bent over, as you talk about. And this one's actually got some hoof horn still there. And this is actually part artificial material here. And the horse had to step on it. And looking at the shoe, I can tell, and I know our camera lady ain't going to be able to see it, or the folks out there, but the shoe, one is bent.
How he pulled it off.
Yeah, you can see, and hopefully she can see that. I'll hold that there. And you can see one side is lower than the other, and hopefully they can see that back home there. But anyway, this actual shoe was actually the horse, it stepped on one side. This was probably the medial side, and you can tell how close it was, and the foot was already tore up some. But
so it just pulled everything off with it, too.
Took hoof, horn, and all.
Everything.
And you can see just about every one that's here, they've found out in the pastures, and you can see where the clinches are still there, and they pulled them. Let me see if I can find another one here.
Without something on the side of it there. There you go.
And these, you can tell here, they're bent. You can tell, look at the clinches there, and I'll show that there where the gang out there can see it.
As I say, the bent over part.
Yeah, the bent over part. You can see they're still clinched. So, and this one, you can look at it and you see there how it's
bent one side up.
One side, so he actually stepped. Now, a horse, a lot of people think it's a horse, and I'm going to show this. We'll look at this foot, horse's foot behind, and you see how the shoe is sticking past the buttress. And a lot of people think a horse can step on that, but he can't. He has to step on the bulbs first. But I'll give you just a little tip right here. He can step on that only one way, and that'd be to slide up under it. So he could be going downhill and the hind foot would slide up and catch the
up underneath the bulb.
Correct. So in looking, we're going to look at quite a few things here, gang. And so hang in there, and we're going to talk a little bit more, and we're going to look at some things that cause a shoe to come off that ain't the horseshoer's fault.
And guess what, guys? We'll be right back.
For those of you who love horses and want to work outdoors and be your own boss, you may want to consider a career as a certified farrier. It's hard work, but very rewarding. One of the most highly recognized schools in the United States is right here in Villanelle, Georgia, owned and operated by Ralph Casey since 1989. The Casey & Son Horseshoeing School has received the Horseshoeing School of the Year award for over 8 years. With Casey as your head instructor, you will receive the most up-to-date training in farrier science that is not available at any other school.
Well, I think our school offers so much more. A kid can come here, I think, and probably in 6 weeks have a real 12-week education. Look at the school and visit, and it's a good idea. And if you can't do that, well, sign up for a 2-week course and come see how you like it.
Now, Ralph, this is something every horse owner ought to have.
You bet your boots. And you know what, Heather, is what makes it so great is a person that don't know a heck of a lot about a horse, that owns a horse, and most horse owners don't have a clue when it comes to shoeing a horse. But what makes it so great, it's free.
I like free.
You betcha,
Free's
me too.
good.
Yeah, all they got to do is pay shipping and handling.
Can't beat that.
Can't beat that with a stick. That was pretty doggone good. Hey gang, 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 welcome to Horseshoe'n Time, Let's Talk. Now that's the whole purpose of having a research center, gang, and a television show where we can actually research things, because throughout history nobody has ever really researched farrier science. And for the first time, the farriers and the horse owners come together and built a research center wherein that they could investigate products, they could investigate new ways of shoeing to help protect and keep our horses healthy. We so tickled that you're watching the show, and hey, grab a horse owner by the arm, twist him a little bit, bring him in, and tell him about our show. Watch us next week on Horseshoe'n Time, and right after that, Horseshoe'n Time, Let's Talk. And remember this, gang, a happy horse
Makes a happy owner.
Now, Lisa, you can look and you can see how muddy it is around here, and we're on the more solid part.
Right.
And horses will go down. And this, a lot of people just don't realize when you got a pond, you have to fence it around, because if you don't fence it, what's going to happen is horses are going to go down, and you can see the tracks. And this is just the harder part, because around on the soft part that we didn't want to go in because you was afraid you'd get muddy.
I know.
Well, you did. You sunk
I
up
sunk.
back there. But now I'm not going to cheat. I can see I've already found the shoe over
Right.
here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the camera lady to zoom in. You can see the tracks here where the horses have been walking in, and a few of them has walked right here. But most of them have been going over in that real mushy stuff.
But they're naturally going to try to come down here to drink.
Right. And so what they'll do, they'll go down. It's just like you and I. If you got a shoe on, if you step down into mud, it'll suck your
Suck
shoe
it
off,
off.
even though you got it laced up.
Right.
So I can see I've already found this shoe. So.
Well, we'll let you go right over there and get it. And I'll just stand right here and wait on you.
But I saw these nails, and you can see the clinches here are still, it's still clenched.
Right.
And he probably just pulled hoof wall and all.
It just-
But this is an old shoe, and he just sunk down in that mud, and I was looking around different places where horses have been, and I'm just feeling around.
Right.
It'd probably be more shoes. But,
It just sucked it right off,
Yeah.
just the suction of it.
but the whole thing, gang, is to show you that everything a farrier does ain't his fault because you lose a shoe.
Don't blame your farrier all
Well,
the time.
for everything. You know, sometimes a farrier makes a mistake, but it ain't always his
Right.
fault. But the thing about it is, and the whole show is about, you know, fixing things where the horse won't get the shoe. That includes trailers, that includes fences, that includes in ponds.
Right.
So
We're going to look at some more stuff
you
of
bet.
what
We're
can
gonna
get
take-
shoes off.
You bet. Hang with us, gang. We're going to be back.